Hey, you all, welcome to the cocktail show. This is going to look a little different this week. This is going to be a little different because it's not live. Some traveling going on. Couldn't do it live this Friday, pre-taping, and we can't do a giveaway, but everything else, I guess, is intact. So let's get started. Let me kick the tires. There they are. Let's light them up. And one more sequence, as you know, if you're a frequent viewer, has to happen before we are officially wheels up. Leslie's got to remove the cat from her lap and the condom from that damn bottle.
Up all day. I definitely, partially because the cat's been freaking throwing up all day. So we might have to end up over at All Creatures Great and Small pretty soon here. But in the meantime,
All Creatures Great and Small, that's an animal hospital?
Yeah, in Downers Grove, Illinois. That's where she goes. But
okay.
They have great artwork and everything. But anyway, so I got me a bottle of Vigilance. It was on sale. I think it was $7.99 a bottle. Not a half bad little wine, $7 or $8.99. But yeah, tasty little thing.
All right. And how does it look? 3,
good.
2. Oh, that'll take an eye out. All right, we're official. Cheers.
Thank you. And since we're recording earlier in the day, so I'm going to have to pace.
Yeah, sure. Right. Okay. Whatever.
Or not.
Jenna will be joining us in a few minutes with her September drink. We always like seeing her, and we've been seeing her on TMZ a lot. This woman, I think she's going to be a big star and dust us because this woman's on there all the time, right?
Well, I don't know. I don't watch TMZ. The last time I saw TMZ, it was because of the controversy where apparently some staffers were responding kind of cruelly to the death of Charlie Kirk. They claimed they were watching a car chase. People, I mean, it's amazing. People then go all NCIS. Well, let's see. Was in fact there a car chase going on at that time? And did this? And it's like, folks, stop.
Yeah, and once again, so glad I don't do politics. And that has been my forever theme since I started doing, not when I say this, not just the cocktail show or the podcast, but in my whole run of broadcasting, I looked at politics 30, 40 years ago and said, nah, that's not entertaining. Let's move on here.
You know, and with that, what I'm noticing is with a lot of these syndicated shows, you can hear the talking points from the left, hear the talking points from the right, and then essentially all it is all day long repeating those, repeating. No, we want to bring you fresh stuff like drunken chimpanzees. I'll have a story about that later on in the show.
Yeah, that's our lane, and we want to stay in it. And I happened on a David Letterman medley of Dana Carvey's appearances. Mm-hmm. And it was about 25 minutes of Dana on the show over the course of about 10, 15 years. Every time Dana came out, he brought panel, funny. I'm thinking, yes, this is what I like. Or Martin Short is another great guest for that.
Steve Martin, when they come out. Well, and now, woohoo, I am so ready to start season 5 of Only Murders in the Building. I hope it keeps me occupied. I was really worried about season 4, but
because
no, it had panel, as Garry Meier says.
Yeah.
Hey, Garry, this is Ryan. In case we want to wire in George, it looks like he's set up like a bazillion cameras at his house, in the garage, in the pool, in his main thing. So
of course,
if we need some stuff later, George is on standby.
All right, we're definitely going to go to the George cam because he's holding up everything down in Florida. He moved down there several months ago, and he's happy. He wanted to do it 10 years ago, but his wife wasn't ready, and they moved. And, well, here he is.
Hey,
Leslie, here's your room right over here.
That's where you would stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And our producer, if you could show my backyard where the pool's going to be, there's going to be your pool.
Okay.
And also the garage for your car when you went.
Well, look at that.
So you got the garage.
I've got the whole lay of the land. Got it.
And over here, you got Garry Meier on WGN Mystery Guest Replay.
Wow. I was on that show a few months ago, the morning show on WGN TV, and the I don't know if I should be depressed or whatever. They couldn't figure out who I was by my voice, which that's fine.
And it was a good voice. You went with the.
I made a distorted voice that's what they told me to do to make them guess. So I did that. And then when they couldn't guess, they said, okay, do your real voice. So I did that. The depressing thing is I worked with one of those people for many years.
And they owed you money.
Who did?
You said somebody owed you money on the show.
Oh, okay. I did. All right.
Yeah.
But anyway, so George catalogs all this stuff. And then he'll say to me, hey, why don't you play this on the Friday after the pre-board moment? And I'll play those segments of shows every now and then. Now, George, you know this is happening. We are transitioning the Garry Meier podcast a little bit here because the carrier, as I've been talking about to get people ready, that I've had since we started 9 years ago, they decided they don't want to do premium content anymore for any of their podcasters. They said, find somebody else. They recommended somebody, which I ended up really liking. Yeah. And Ryan's going to come on and tell us where we're at on that, because that transition is going to happen.
It's better than getting kicked off ABC. So
what's that?
It's better than getting kicked off ABC.
Wow. All going for the controversy.
Wow.
I don't have any dog in these hunts. I've got my own issues. Okay. So whatever their issues are, that's their problem. I'm just covering my little territory here. So
we're all in bed by 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that's right. I can't stay up that late anyway. Right.
Yeah.
Well, they should put this show on once or twice. I think people would like it.
You hope? Yeah. You hope? Sure. Ryan, where are we at in the transition?
So everybody, Gary's been talking about it for a while. So if you're a premium subscriber, the auto renewals have stopped. So you're not going to be able to sign up under Libsyn. We're moving over to Supercast, which will be the front end pay platform that you'll have to sign up for once you move, like you did on Libsyn. And then we're working on with another provider to provide an app. It'll be much like Spotify. It'll be a one-to-many, so you'll be able to listen to other things, but you'll be able to, of course, bookmark Garry and get all of the episodes and all of that. So in the coming days, once everything gets settled in, we can talk more about the process with Supercast, but it's a super easy way to sign up. It won't take very long. And then the back end, they use Stripe, which if you've done other payments on different platforms, Stripe is a payment processor, so very secure, very easy to deal with. So we're hoping this transition is going to be nice and easy, and we'll get you over on the premium content and go another 100 years.
That's our goal. Yes. Right. And as I have been mentioning, this also has led us to reevaluate everything. And we've decided that we're going to get rid of the Monday and Wednesday posts. Those shows are going away. So it's only going to be the two Thursday, Tuesday shows, the premium shows, and the pre-board. We'll post a little something on Friday. Yep. And then the live podcast cocktail show dealio. So that's it. I mean, it's 9 years. It's time to shake it up a little bit, and that's what we're going to do.
So as we get further along, Garry will keep you in the loop. But again, we appreciate you making the transition over, and I think the app and everything will be a good experience for everybody. So we've put a lot of research time and thought into this. So as a collective group here, so we're trying to make it easy for everybody.
Yeah, it wasn't our intention to do this. That was handed to us by Libsyn, and they're not going to have the app anymore. So this is all the stuff that we have to deal with, but we're going to deal with it.
We had a good run with Libsyn.
Yeah, we did.
And a big thank you to Ryan for,
oh my God, yes.
On every level, stepping up to be our technical guru in all of this. So totally appreciate
and George has been providing insights that I think echo sometimes what I think and other times no, but then it's a good way to look at things. So I've
been managing people for 50 years at electronic companies and private family companies. Yeah. You're probably the best listener of anybody I've ever dealt with.
Oh, that's good.
And you know what? All these major podcast companies that I deal with as friends, they're all going through the same thing. Yeah. Some of our friends some from CNN that we know, They're all switching because the thing is in a shambles right now. The
What
internet
is?
is under pressure
What?
from a lot of things I won't get into, but they're changing. And wow, the changes are going to be made now going forward for you know what reasons.
It's okay. Wow, this whole thing's turned into code talk.
Yeah, well, law 280, which we'll talk about that some week. Really.
All right. I listen.
Probably won't.
Or probably will.
Well,
I
it
have
affects
said
everybody. Yeah.
I have said this for years. I am so secure in being a happy idiot, and as much as you might think, well, that's naive and avoiding whatever reality is. Yeah, because I've seen reality and I don't dig it.
Well, you know,
Good
and
point.
you can
Yeah.
dig in so deep and personalize so much of this stuff, and it just doesn't matter. Repeat after me. It just doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
In
It
the long
just
run,
doesn't matter.
we're all going to the same hole. So just put it all aside. It's none of my business who you vote for, what kind of sex you have, or what your religion is. None of my business.
And we'll all be
Never
dead
been, never will be. Yes, Ryan?
and we'll all be dead soon.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay,
Soon.
and so we drink.
Wow. That was
Okay.
that.
So
No,
much
I
for
was.
pacing.
This is a conversation Leslie had a little bit ago with me. I said, I keep saying to Jamie, you know, Henry's going to be out of the house in 8 years. And she said, why would you say that? I said, so you can pay attention and
it's
enjoy
true.
the time with him in 8 years, that he's here for 8 years. So that's my different view on life these days. And sometimes it's like, why would you say that? But
Now, we had dinner last night, Ryan and I, at a friend's house where I'm staying, and the friend had just picked up a giant
Yes.
vase. And Ryan looked at it and said, oh my God, Henry would love that. And I said, why? Because he likes to get in. You said he likes to get into big baskets and
tight places like that. So he
and
would
with
get
a
in there with his-
blanket and read and just sit in there.
Yes, he does that with 5-gallon buckets. He sits in and watches TV. So closed baskets. So I saw that and went, oh boy, that would be hours of Henry just chilling in the pot because it was
Oh.
big enough you would have been able to get in.
Yeah, well, it's huge. And I wonder what that is. There's something about going back to the womb. They say some people need that confinement to feel secure. That's the whole, the Temple Grandin. That's what she discovered. That vest. That
she was on the spectrum, and that squeeziness
Yeah.
helped her, and then she was able to use that same science and take it into slaughterhouses to make the animals
Animals
calm
feel
right
better.
before
Yeah,
they
yeah.
got a
But-
bolt in
Ugh.
their head. So
Great.
yeah, it's a great thing. Hey, so with that, I was at Home Depot and I saw a galvanized, like old-fashioned garbage can. And I guess they're great for like keeping bird seed in and stuff like that, where you don't want the critters to get to it. Maybe I should can I get Henry that for Christmas?
Yes, you could. He
Wait, the lid or the can?
No,
the
whole
can, the whole can. I mean,
Yeah,
he
the
would go
big
in there with
metal
his
can.
iPad and we wouldn't see him for a week. I mean, we used to do that as when he was little, he was small enough. You could lock him in like cabinets and stuff. He would go let me get in there. So yes, I think you're right onto that, Leslie, that he would enjoy that.
Done.
When you go to Cracker Barrel with him, does he hang out by the barrel then?
He's never been to Cracker Barrel.
Come
I don't think he's ever.
Oh.
I don't think he's ever been there. So we got to go on a road trip because I mentioned he likes rocks now and geos, and he said I want to find gold and is this a ruby, and so he's all onto rocks and precious gems.
I'll take him to the lapidary museum just down the road. So yes,
he would go. He would.
And
love-
most other kids go there and go, "This is boring. It's just rocks."
Oh no,
Yeah, I
he's on a rock kick. So
okay.
No, he's been to Buc-ee's. And
Yes, he has.
He liked that experience. I've not
He
been
did.
to a Buc-ee's, but boy, when I saw how clean they were with the pictures you showed me,
and they got restroom doors all the way down.
All the way
Remember,
down,
right?
Gary,
All the way
you-
down.
That would make you so happy.
yeah.
Like if you were staying at your aunt's house and you had to go potty,
You could go to Buc-ee's.
I would definitely suggest a Buc-ee's.
And let me just say, if you're traveling and looking for relatively cheap gas, I don't know what you're paying, Ryan. You always are in the twos, it seems.
I think I'm in the maybe low threes. I filled up last night, but I didn't pay much
Okay.
attention.
I paid
Ohio.
$3.49 today.
How much?
$3.49 a
$3.49?
gallon.
$2.93 in Ohio.
277 here.
Wow.
277.
Florida, what's going on in Florida, George?
Well, I use E85. I'm an environmental guy. Mine's $2.64. E85.
What's E85?
That's the ethanol,
Ethanol,
15%.
if you can use it in your car, but
You have
some
to have
cars,
the car that it fits.
yeah,
I
not
don't know if
always.
Leslie's
How many
got
cars
right
have
fit.
that? Yeah.
10%.
Mine's, yeah, exactly. My car definitely says, do not use E85.
It does? Okay.
Yeah.
Naples, Florida, $3.22.
That's where your
Ooh.
parents live.
Are, yeah.
Yeah.
Naples, 322. So
Yeah, it's around, well, Chicago proper is 4-ish.
that's why I fill up in the Wisconsin area before I go into Illinois, because I have to pay the tolls. So I figure I'll give them money some way, but not through gas.
In my travels, I have noticed, and maybe this show is making a difference, I have noticed that there is less litter than when I last took a road trip along our nation's highways. And maybe other people have decided, yeah, I watched the podcast, let's get something going here. And I'm seeing some cleanup.
I
That's
can't
good.
imagine any other answer. That has to be the case.
Yeah,
Gary Meier, man, he's got a point.
he's not as dumb as he looks.
Our friend Jenna has arrived, so I'm going to.
All right, George, we'll have the pool
Yeah.
cam flip on in a minute or two if we need
Well,
it.
Just enjoy yourself, guys. I'll be watching.
I'll be there next week.
It's only because of George, I'm going to give you props here, that we know Jenna. George
Right.
introduced Jenna
Here.
to the program.
Right. I was a parole officer. She was on parole. She did real good.
I did real good. Yeah. George put in a good word for me. Thank God.
Tell him hi.
I will. I'll see him tonight. We have
Bye.
our fantasy football meeting.
Okay.
That's code. You know that's code for something. How did you two meet, Jenna?
George knows my dad. George knows my dad because my dad played 16-inch softball for ever. And you know how that world is. You know one, you kind
Yeah.
of know them all. So
This is, I don't know if this is unique to Chicago, 16-inch softball.
Pretty much.
I've never heard of it anywhere else. It's a gigantic ball that hurts your fingers when you try to catch it. And
you
it's a
can't
thing.
use a mitt.
it's very Chicago, Iowa, some parts of Wisconsin, but like predominantly like Chicagoland. It's not like as big as it was when my dad was playing and I was a kid. I used to like go to all of his games. There's still tournaments, but they're not as like big as they were. So
Used to be.
And doesn't George know everybody in Chicago? He's one of those guys where there it is. Look at that thing.
there's the ball. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Garry, did you ever own a 16-inch softball?
No.
Oh,
So
God,
the first thing you do when you get one, you take it out of the box and you have to take it outside and then spend the next 3 hours
Bouncing it?
just throwing it
Beating
onto the
it.
concrete.
beating it.
Beating it and throwing it onto the concrete and smashing it in every kind of direction. And then there you go. Your official clincher.
So here's an afternoon with George. We're driving around Chicago and he goes, let's go visit the head of the police chiefs union.
Yeah.
Okay. So 5 minutes later, we're pulling in. We're in this guy's office, and it's like George knows everybody. And the police chief union guy, he gives me his card, which I really was impressed with. It's metal. I love first of all, I still love business cards. I'm old school, but it was metal, and when he put it on the desk, it really clanged. I love that.
I have a credit card like that, and I mean, it just gives me such joy to throw that down on a table or a bar.
Yeah, you mean business.
Like,
Hey, listen, Leslie and Tim came to visit me. I'll never forget it at the Hall of Fame. You remember Leslie about so
the softball Hall of Fame.
The
yeah, it was
16-inch
great. I always
softball
thank
Hall
you
of
for
Fame.
that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, George ran the Hall of Fame for softball.
25 years, yeah.
And and again,
Then they canceled me. They took me off the network.
I don't really. That was again the mistakes people have made by getting rid of people that are doing the right job. Anyway, so George will go, "Hey, you want to go visit a state senator after lunch?"
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll do that.
That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
No. If you want, here's I don't know about where you live, ladies and gentlemen, but in Chicago, if you're not greased, you're not going anywhere. The city is completely greased. You have to be greased to get anything.
Yeah.
Right, George? You would know that. You're greased.
Yeah, there's still things going on. My, friends with Congressman Jackson and his brother's running now, and Jenna knows all these people. Her father knew a lot of people in the city. She's a Bridgeport person. Their bar clearly could be the most famous bar in all of Bridgeport. So you got to come and see it someday. We got to do a broadcast from.
That would be
Shinnick.
fun.
We must
That
do
would
it.
be so much fun.
Oh,
Shinnick's Pub in the shadow of White Sox Park.
correct.
And that's one of the best things in the neighborhood. The White Sox, again.
Where, the White Sox like to do that thing where they peak when it doesn't matter.
And when are they peaking? I missed that.
Well, what's crazy, I just saw a stat, and George, if you know this, correct me, but they have the same record as the Detroit Tigers do since the All-Star break. But
Yeah,
Detroit's
the
just like so far ahead, and obviously they're way, 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 way better than we are. But we're young, and I think it's one of those things that like things are moving in the right way. It's just
We're
not happening.
building.
What
They're
about
third-
the
Listen,
Brewers?
Chicago's always building, okay?
Okay.
What about the Brewers?
What about the Brewers?
The Brewers.
I shouldn't even say this, but I'm going to. My wife, against my wishes, bought the strip games for all of the playoff games, all the NL, all the through the World Series.
Oh,
Strip games.
so
What do
will
mean
you
strip
be
games?
It's
selling
14.
a
If they sell it as a
or-
strip, it's 14 games. So it starts with the wild card through the NL, whatever, through the World Series.
Wow.
And what, do you want to give us a number on that?
Come on, give
No,
us a number.
I don't.
Okay,
I
how
could get 2 trees cut down for it.
And,
gotta be
and
10,000.
those are for 2 tickets?
2 tickets.
And
Uh-huh.
we should point out that Ryan got gouged when he got his trees cut.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
if you're
I
new to
did.
the program.
I did. And I said, do I get to go? No, because you want to talk and I just want to sit there and watch the game. Great. So
Plus,
Okay.
then it would have been the cost of 4 cut down trees.
yes,
so,
yes.
yeah.
So enough of that. I just had to throw in the Brewers.
Well, and Ryan was telling me, so you buy that strip, and we don't know how far they're going to go, but you got to send all the money. And then
Correct.
if they
Then
don't
they
go
give it
beyond a
back.
certain
Correct.
point, you get a
Yeah, they give it
refund.
back. Yes.
But they get the money in the bank, building some
Yes.
interest while you sit there and
It's
hope
a
for the
cash
best.
grab. Yes,
That
it's a
is
cash grab.
flipping brilliant on
Yes.
their part.
Well, that's
Yep.
what the concert promoters do. That's why they put the concert. U2's coming in May of 26. So buy your tickets now. The promoter gets the money in the bank and is getting interest while you wait around and hope
Yep.
the concert takes place in 8
Yep.
months.
And I thought gift cards were a scam, but no, this is even better.
Baseball.
Wow.
Baseball.
Hey,
And
speaking of that, I saw a story. Listener Jim from Wisconsin sent me this story about Publishers Clearinghouse.
Yes.
Did you see this?
They
No.
they are
They were
going
sold.
bankrupt.
They were
Or
sold
they
to another. They were sold to another company. I think they were having some issues. But here's the point. Remember those promotions where they would award money where you win $500 a week
Yeah.
for the rest of your life? When this new company bought PCH, they voided out all that because they didn't have to take that on. And I'm thinking, see, that's why when you win the lottery, take the lump sum.
Lump sum. Bingo.
You don't know where the lottery is going to be in 20 years, 10 years, right? I mean, yeah. So they
I'm
don't
gonna
have to
keep
pay.
that. I'm gonna keep that in my back pocket when I win the lottery and you guys don't ever hear from me again. So good to
Well,
know.
In the meantime, tell us about TMZ. So you've been on there. I know about the one you showed us now
Three
three
times.
times.
3 times,
Okay.
about to be a 4th. And I don't like to tell people because I think, as you both know, there's so much that can happen when things are live
Mhm.
that there's a chance that your segment gets cut or it doesn't work timing wise, or there's so many variables that are outside of my control where it can go haywire. And that's what happened last time. When I was on last time, the breaking news was about Lil Nas getting hospitalized for a potential overdose.
Right.
And so
the
while I
getting
was
naked and being out.
yes, so
okay.
and when you first saw it, it almost looked like maybe he's promoting like an album. Like, that's honestly, at first I was like, I could see it. And then when the reports came out that they were like, no, there were like multiple, I was like, ooh, this isn't good. But as we were getting ready to film that, again, it's like faux live, but live, they are getting bigger breaking news about Hulk Hogan's death potentially having to do with malpractice. So what was the breaking news became the second news. So it was like, you thought you were going to go on, hold on an hour because we have to figure this out, and then you're next. So
and Jenna, your
And that's
function
like
in
when
this.
I had Butch Patrick on the phone to interview him, and then 9/11 happened. And so I never got to talk to Eddie Munster in depth. It happens.
I was pitching that
Yeah.
in Hollywood, Butch Patrick and the Sundance Kid, and I'm waiting to hear if they're going to pick it up. You're a go-to at TMZ when they have a topic. They have you in their stable. Is that the deal?
yeah, so this must be a new thing. I've been doing this now since May, where they basically ask different creators. So they DM me through my TikTok account because I comment on a lot of like sports, kind of like pop culture crossovers is kind of what I really like to talk about. And I'll just give my 2 cents on it. And basically I'm adding anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds of my take or a question that I have about the topic to ask Harvey and Charles, and then potentially banter back and forth. So you just honestly, like, there is no script. It's just like, what do you think? Give your take. If it's not that, pivot. And there you really, like, the Lord has the wheel and you're just driving and shouting your answer as you're driving by, and that's it. So it's great.
So have you talked to Charles personally?
I have not, Leslie, but I'll put in a good word for you when I do.
He's dreamy,
Uh-oh.
but I think he's got a partner.
I will say, so the last time that I was on, I told the producer who was in my ear, because they kept me on, because they're like, we're getting ready to film you. And then he was jokingly kind of yelling at his assistant, but in a very funny way of like, you keep giving me restaurants from the same 5 places. Can we expand our horizons? And I was like, this is hilarious. You guys need to make this a TikTok video. This is comic gold. This is so funny to, like, I was laughing up, and like, you're trying to be professional, but I'm like, this is so funny. How are you guys not sharing this? Like, so he's a funny guy. He's got a good sense of humor, and he's quick, and man knows his stuff. So he knows his stuff.
And he's dreamy.
And he's dreamy, Leslie. Dreamy.
All right. Jenna has the September drink recipe.
Yes. Let me go grab, because of course I always got to frost my glass for you guys because it makes it that much better. So let me go grab that really quick.
And Leslie was telling me that she was in a Target and saw Christmas stuff all over the place, right?
Yep. I was looking for a chair, a lawn chair, because I realized the one that I had in the garage was looking a little scrappy. And yeah, no, sorry. All of our summer gear is gone. If it's anywhere, it'll be in the corner. So I went in the corner, and there were the Christmas lights and garland and wreaths already.
Great.
Oh my gosh.
All
right. So I actually got this glass from Target because it's green and it goes with the drink that we're making today, and it's a last word. So I have officially brought back my drink of the week on all my social media channels. And what I'm doing is, whoever the Chicago Bears are playing that weekend, I'm making a cocktail inspired by the team that they're playing. So this was in honor
Packers?
of the Detroit Lions, actually.
Oh.
So the one thing I found out about a last word, it's a very famous cocktail. If you ever go to like a cocktail bar, it's like it's just like, even if it's not on the menu, it's on the menu. Every bartender should know how to make it. And it was actually invented at the Detroit Athletic Club. And there was a man who would go in there from New York by the name of, I think his name was Frank Fogarty. He loved the recipe so much that he asked the bartender, could you give me the recipe so I can bring it back home to New York? Because I love this so much. So there's been this, like, is it a Detroit drink? Is it a New York drink? It's a Detroit drink. And even though it doesn't look like a Detroit, like, Lions drink, there's history to it. And I think that that's pretty fun. So we're going to make a last word.
Well, and they were successful in making Chicago history in that game.
Yeah. That was not a fun game to watch, Gary. It was brutal.
Mm-hmm.
It was brutal. At one point I was like, Dad, can we just like change it? Like, we don't need to watch this anymore. This is just, we're sadist if we're going to keep watching this at this point. So anyways, 4 ingredients: limes, preferably fresh, gin of choice. We are doing maraschino cherry liqueur. And then the actual recipe calls for green chartreuse. So few things about green chartreuse. It is very expensive. It's like $90 a bottle, anywhere from like $90 to $120. And it's very hard to find because it's a collectible. So when I went to my Binny's and I asked them, hey, like, do you guys have green chartreuse? It's literally locked up in a box. And they were like, well, we don't have green, we have yellow. And I was like, I didn't even know we had yellow chartreuse. They were like, you can make it in a last word. It's going to change the profile. But the lovely gentleman at Binny's said, buy this. It was $31. It is called the Del Santo Premium Italian Green Herbal Liqueur. So it's basically the same thing, and it's a fraction of the cost. So I think this is a nice substitute.
This is why you gotta love Binny's, and this is why Binny's should love us, because we
Yes.
talk about them all the time, and
All the
there's
time.
no better place to get your wine. Oh my gosh, the prices compared to any place else on the planet are incredible. They
They're
have the
crazy.
funnest wine chillers there. You can put your bottle of wine in there for a few minutes and stand around and talk to these people, and they know their stuff, man.
They know their stuff. And like the gentleman was so helpful where like he gave me 5 options, like 5 different options, but I had recognized this brand before and he said this is the best option and he's like it's my favorite one. I was like say less king. So, let's get to building. The beauty of this is 4 ingredients, all equal parts, 3/4. So we're taking 3/4 of lime juice, pouring it on in, a little bit of that. Oh, it smells so good. The Luxardo or maraschino cherry, the green.
That would be $100 a bottle if it were a Luxardo.
No, if it was,
100.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
this one was, she's a little guy. So I think I got her at around like $20. So again, not bad. And what's nice about these, like, you don't really need the big one. Like bars need the big one. You only need a little guy. You're only using it a little bit to like add to drinks if that's what you're making at home. So I was happy that they had the smaller option. We're going to take our Del Santo, the green. It reminds me a little bit of like the Grinch because of the coloring. I think it looks so beautiful and I can't wait to show you guys when everything's in there. And then this gin, I'm not a gin person. I don't like gin, but gin is a really great base in like a bunch of cocktails. And this Citadel is from France. It's $25, I believe. And what I like about it is it's really great mixing wise. And I also think it looks beautiful if you have like an at-home bar cart that you want to like display a pretty bottle. This is nice. So you should get it.
Well, because what do you always tell us? It's
We drink
not
with
just...
our eyes.
Thank you.
We drink with our eyes first.
Do you make that drink at your bar, Jenna?
So what's funny is like I haven't, but I actually had a gentleman come in who was like, "Yo, you're gonna make me that drink?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll start bringing the ingredients." Like I didn't know people wanted to, but like, yeah, we can bring them if you guys want to try it, you know. So
What would a drink like that cost? Because the ingredients are a little pricey.
I would need to add it up because I know like at the place I work at, which is much more high end, that's like $22, which I'm not charging $22 in a corner
In your
tavern.
bar.
That's
Can
insane.
I
Yeah,
ask a
your bar
question?
now.
Does the fancy place use the big ice cubes?
Yeah. Yeah, and they make a difference. And we get them brought in and they're clear, which means that it's like filtered water. So you don't get the
Right.
cloudiness when you like do
Right.
it at home. So it's
So
like
they
really-
look pretty, but then it reduces the amount of drink in there a little.
No, but when you get the right ice cube and the way it doesn't melt as fast. So when it doesn't melt as fast, it's just keeping the drink chilled and it's not watering it down.
Okay, cool.
All of these things that you learn, shake it. I can't wait for you guys to see this. All right, that's good. I drank the crap out of this last week. Like I downed this. It was kind of embarrassing. Not really though.
No, don't be ashamed.
Really.
No,
And
this
then-
is
and
your
then-
movie.
This is my movie. Garry, you're gonna love what it's garnished with.
Oh, there it
you
is.
go.
There it is. And again, this is one of those things that like I always like to try to, you know, cut costs where I can. You don't cut costs here, you just buy them because they're worth every friggin' dollar.
Yeah.
So just do it. Okay, guys, you'll thank us when you're done. I know it's a little bit sometimes outside of people's price points, but it's just they are the superior.
Good
option.
investment. The cheapest I've seen, $18 maybe for that jar.
Yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable. I think I got that one for 22. So
Yeah, it's usually 22, but every now and then you'll find someplace 18. Get it because it's worth every penny. It
Every
really, it's one of those things where for $18, the joy these cherries bring me, and the juice.
I understand. Garry, I understand.
I know you do.
This right here is our last word, and it is beautiful and it's green.
Ooh, that'd be a happy little Christmas drink even.
Yeah, it's really nice. And I think too, like if you're someone who maybe you've wanted to what's the word of help? Experiment. Jesus Christ. Thank you, Leslie. Experiment.
Okay.
This is a nice experiment because it's like you're going a little bit outside of your comfort zone. You still have nice bases of like the citrus in there. And it's not too like, I just think it's perfectly balanced, and a good cocktail should be perfectly balanced. And when I drink this, I'm not like, that like, you don't have the Sour Patch Kid face. Like it's perfect. The answer is this cocktail is perfect, and it's perfect.
All of yours always are perfect.
I have so much gin in my house.
Oh, Leslie, you have to make this. You have to.
I have to.
Crowd pleaser. I made it at Christmas. So back in December, we like to do a cousin Christmas party because there's like so many of us and not everyone can come to like actual Christmas. And my cousin built this insane at-home bar. His wife basically said, you get to pick the at-home bar or a trip to Europe. And he said the at-home bar, which I think is so funny. And it's stunning. And he has every liquor bottle. And I was like, oh my God, you mean I get to play bartender? This is so much fun. So I was making all of these fun cocktails, and one of them was a last word. And I got to make them for members of my family who don't normally drink cocktails. And every single one of them said how much they loved it. So I think that's a good sign to give it a go.
Nice. All right.
And here
Jenna.
I thought I was being adventurous because I got some tonic water and a real lime.
Do it, Leslie. Yeah, get it a little spicy. I like it.
All right, Jenna, another great moment in recipes and drinking.
Another great moment. Yes. Thank you guys so much for having me on, as always.
October. Can you believe it? We're talking October.
No. What do you mean it's October?
I mean,
Garry, it's 1,000 degrees outside right now. It's so
well,
hot.
the point is, I know, but
he's seeing the Christmas aisle at Target.
I know,
Right.
I know.
And the shrinking daylight is hard to ignore now, and the leaves are starting to turn, and all those things that make me depressed.
I know. On the plus side, football's back. Even though the Bears, are going to bear.
Okay.
Football's back.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Jenna.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Jenna Duddleston and her family's bar, Shinnick's Pub in the southern Chicago section there.
Near
White Sox
Field.
Park.
It used to be guaranteed rate field. Apparently, they can't guarantee the rate anymore. So now it's just rate field.
It's the rate. Yeah. It's like when gas stations had the sign where they had to change the numbers by hand. And then it got to the point where we're going to have a guy standing there all day.
Right.
So they went electronic.
Well, and now grocery stores are planning on doing the same thing. Surge pricing. You can go into a grocery store in the morning and your can of peas are going to cost $2. And then during, prime times, it's going to be $2.25 or something like that.
Really?
So,
I just saw that at our local supermarket. They changed the stick-on signs to all these digital ones.
Yep.
So they can hit a button and it all changes, and they're converting the whole store over.
With that, then too, the need for fewer employees, because then you're just sitting at a terminal changing all those instead of having that one guy go and change all the.
Remember when they had all the letters or numbers on the ground in order? So then he would take that big stick and put it up on the sign. How old am I?
Well, and then there's still a local grocer here who has a sign like that. And you sometimes wonder how many of the letters got lost because they're just, cantaloupe. We'll just spell it phonetically.
Right.
Because we just don't have all of those letters. You'll figure it out.
Well, and I think another reason why they went electronic, I witnessed this. It was a Burger King with one of the old signs, and it had on the sign, booger, 69 cents.
There you go.
Yeah. And that makes it a whole different thing.
Kids, man, the things you do for fun.
Yeah. All right. Ryan, how about we do some photos?
Yep. Give me a second here.
And then you got a couple stories, Leslie?
I do.
All right. And then we have the sponsors too to take care of.
Yep. Let me get
Let's get all that together. And okay, here we go. Onion ring-a-ding-ding, baby. That's that Culver's chain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
It is.
home of the Butterburger
Home of the Butterburger, and they're always busy.
and cheese curds. Yummy.
If our food, drinks, or service is not up to your expectations, please lower your expectations. We worked with somebody who said the best way to get through life, low expectations.
There you go.
You can't
And he
lose.
was a happy or at least contented man.
Yes,
his
he was
entire
right.
life.
He was right. And here we go. This is the Samuel L. Jackson 5 and their greatest hits.
That is funny.
Isn't that great?
Okay.
Love it.
Ah.
Okay. if
This
you're
was
not-
disturbing.
Yeah, this is somebody getting into an ambulance. Apparently at some club or something. And yeah, there's the Easter Bunny looking on. I don't know what
In
that.
horror.
What's that?
I said looking on in horror.
In
I
horror.
think.
Even through the mask, you can tell the buddy's looking in horror.
Oompa loompa doopity don't. I mean, oh my gosh.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing where somebody should have noticed this. Short showers save water drops. Now look what at the bottom there, where the water drop is.
Oh.
Yeah. Nobody noticed that?
You're
And-
supposed
and what-
to see the O.
Yeah, that's what they were going for, but you see where it goes there.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
And when I saw this, I said to Gary, I still have to go my adventure to the truck stop and go through that whole shower process and see what that's like.
Well, Ryan has a Jones for a shower at a truck stop. And
I do.
I wonder what that's all about. Only he knows. And when you
So-
do have that experience, please.
I will. I'll roll a vid. Not.
I'm sure you
yes.
will.
Yes.
Well,
So.
Yeah.
and being that you are a wackadoo magnet, I can only imagine what will happen
Yep.
in that shower. So, can
Yeah,
you
you can.
explain to us where you were when you watched the people have a fist fight over a sex toy?
That was at Target. That was at Target. There was only one left. That was a text that I had sent from after Leslie said the Christmas aisle, and I said, well, at least they're not fighting over in the adult aisle, and they were fighting over the last one on the shelf.
Okay, so you can't get a folding lawn chair
No.
in September, but they have a sex toy aisle?
Yeah, they
at
have a whole
Target?
bunch of them over in the by the pharmacy. They have a whole bunch.
It's popular now because people
Yep.
want to take them to WNBA games.
It's just like the one
Exactly.
the Gary finds in that catalog. It's
in the
it's,
Christmas
Oh
catalog.
yeah, right. It's a
Hammer
regular
Schlimmer
catalog
or
till you
what-
get to the middle, and it's all
Yeah,
sex
yeah,
toys.
That's what it is. So
And you're not ready for it. You're going from
they're
hoses.
labeled a little more discreet than the adult stores, but they're right there in them.
Yeah, right in
Yeah.
the middle.
So
Huh.
And here we go.
Oh.
This is a pornkin, I would call it. Look at that thing.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
That nature, man. It's funny how it repeats itself in different ways.
Yes.
In so many places. So have you seen that episode of The Pit yet,
I have
Gary,
not
with
seen
the-
that
okay.
pit episode, no, but I will let you know as soon as I do, believe me.
There is
And this is a
a birth
follow-up.
scene in there that
Yeah,
wow.
full frontal.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is, we talked about this. This is something that I think Leslie got done because she saw a lot of dogs in grocery stores, and now the sign's up. I believe this was at a Target that a listener sent this to me. She was at this Target, Terry, the listener. And yeah, there must be too many dogs going into grocery stores, and they're putting a stop to it.
It's time. I mean,
Yeah.
it's gotten really, really ridiculous. Although, you know what? I used to mock people who'd put their little doggies into strollers and push them around. But now I realize that maybe those are the pet guardians that at least are thinking a little bit. Because I'm seeing people taking these little teeny, like Yorkies and stuff, to these big street fairs. And those dogs are going to get crushed.
Yeah, that's very nerve-wracking to a dog.
Oh,
It's too
and they
much.
they're skittish and they're hot and it's just cruel. So maybe get one of those little.
All right. Here we go. First time I saw that. Well, this is out there somewhere. Somebody sent it to me. Ice. They're advertising ice. I only knew that McDonald's sold ice in bags a few months ago. And look, they're promoting it now.
And it's very reasonably priced, we found.
Bagged ice right on the sign there. But that's not a digital sign. They're going old school.
They are.
There you go. How can we rearrange those letters and make something dirty? Oh,
After the Air India crash, some engineers have come up with this design for planes where when there's trouble, these bags inflate and it could have a relatively soft landing.
Well, I mean, to that end, some of these smaller planes are equipped with parachutes.
Yeah.
And that actually saved 3 guys on Lake Michigan. I think it was probably about a week ago, where they were having engine problems. They said, we're going down. And luckily, the parachute took them and they were able to, well, I don't know if the plane stayed afloat, but they at least were able to don life jackets and get rescued. So.
All right. Well, this is an idea. We'll see if it ever
now, if you fill
becomes
that
something.
with helium, it could.
Yeah,
fly.
I don't know how that bag would fare against the engine, but that must have been worked out.
Oh, there's the closer of it. You can see it.
Yeah. Okay.
This was, I added this in there just kind of.
What is that?
It's an ad it's an article that says DVDs are edging out tape sales.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
If you
Those were the
remember
days.
back in those days, I remember a little of that. So I
Yeah.
just saw that, thought that was funny.
Now they're all gone.
Remember how
Oh.
they were twice the price, but they said, "Don't worry. Once we get everything organized, the price is going to come down."
Never did. And they said the quality was going to be better, and it really wasn't.
Not so
And you
much,
had to
which is
unwrap
what-
them with a butcher knife or something.
Right,
to get that
exactly.
cellophane off, and then you scratched the case, and it was.
Yeah, and those cases were wafer thin. They'd break as soon as you looked at them.
And you gave those away to all your guests on the show, didn't someone?
Well, just the one guest.
Didn't he want a bunch of those?
Yes, Gilbert Godfrey.
Godfrey.
Every radio station he went to, the first thing he said when we walked in, "You got any jewel cases?" I don't know what he was doing with them, but every radio station I heard he went to, he asked for them.
And now people are doing DIYs with CDs and turning them into like mobiles and other wall art. So
Yeah,
that's all you
there's
can
a,
do with
There's a
these.
purpose. All right.
Want to thank the sponsor?
Yes, we do. And we start with,
Let me get.
do you have pictures with
I
Hale
don't.
Street?
I don't.
No?
We're close to recycling them, so I don't have.
All right,
I
we
have
got to
the
get
ones
Matt
from
to
last.
send us more
Yeah, we
pictures
need
of his
some
work, because he does incredible work. The Hale Street group that he owns builds high-end homes in the northern suburbs of Chicago and Fontana and Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. And the pictures we've shown over the last several weeks are stunning.
Here's a sample from.
Yeah,
last week.
that's a bathroom.
Yeah.
With that soaking tub. Look at that, like soaking tub and that shower. You could have a party in the shower.
Yes, you could. Yeah, that's just
quite magnificent.
It is. And detail, and he works within your budget. He does room additions, and we had a playhouse that he did that looked like houses that are nicer than some I've lived in. So that's what Matt does. HaleStreetGroup.com to check it all out. And David Hochberg has saved a lot of money for a lot of people over the years with a mortgage or refi or veterans loan. That's what he does. And he knows all about this stuff. Hey, did I hear that the rates have gone down, the prime?
They're talking
quarter.
about this
Yeah.
could be there's likely to be a very big change in the housing market.
Yeah, so he knows. He'll tell you what that means with the free consultation.
I heard something about the fact that they're pushing the idea of more of these 3D printed homes, and that's going to be a wave coming up here because they're finally perfecting the science, or the technology rather, and they're going to be cheaper and cheaper to make. So I
All right,
don't know
well.
if they're going to be great for every environment, but hey, it's somebody
Something.
thinking. Yeah.
And if your car's got goo on it, get it a Buddy Bear hug at one of their car washes around the Chicago area. They're all over the place, and you don't want a dirty car. It's a dirty car. You don't want a dirty car. And the bands Oh Yes and Bon Journey bring us all the music you hear on the GarrForce. Go to bonjourneyed.com and ohyesband.com to find out where they're playing around the Midwest. They're playing Sunday,
Saturday.
right? I keep right. What? I
The
keep
20th,
getting
right? That's the Saturday.
that's Saturday. All right.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh,
Saturday,
yes.
and that's some kind of drone fest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on here. Let's mention it precisely. And that is on the 20th, Hawthorne Woods Party in the Park and Drone Show.
Hawthorne Woods, Illinois.
Woods, Illinois. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Check them out. And they are fantastic. We're hoping to get them on the show again soon. All right, Leslie, you want to do a story or two before we say goodbye?
Talking about these junky chippies. Humans aren't the only creatures on the planet who enjoy a little buzz. Researchers in Uganda studying wild chimpanzees have discovered that the apes make a habit of eating a lot of fermented fruit, the equivalent of around 2 alcoholic beverages every day. Each piece of fruit, primarily figs in this case, contain only a trace amount of alcohol, but the average chimp they studied was scarfing down around 10 pounds of that fermented fruit, bringing the alcohol consumption up significantly. Still, they're not exactly getting slosh, they say, because they dose throughout the day and eat other things in between. So apparently chimpanzees know how to pace.
You know what the 3 human drives are, don't you?
That would be hunger, sex, and the need to
Thirst.
inebriate.
Thirst.
Oh.
They say, well, wait, they say the 4th human drive might be self-intoxication because certain animals do it in the way you just described.
And this time of year with fruit falling on the ground, I always love the drunk moose videos. Go on YouTube. I'm sure you'll find some of those when you're done watching our show, of course.
Of course.
And it didn't take long, but they say skinny jeans are making a comeback. Some of us haven't had enough time to go out and shop for those pseudo mom jeans that are supposedly in vogue. But now comes word that it's perfectly okay to go back on to or keep wearing these skinny jeans that dominated the jean scene for several years. And we know Garry loves his pants tight.
I do. I like them super tight, and I have a reputation, at least I did in high school, for wearing them a little too tight. Got called down to the counselor's office. And boy, that wasn't too embarrassing because the teacher that took me down there was super. She was right out of college, and she comes in. I was in
She's
study
the kind
hall.
of teacher that we keep hearing about in the news where she's dated 4 of her students and now she's going to jail. Yeah.
So she comes into the study hall. I'm sitting there, and she talks to the study hall monitor.
Monitor?
Hey, they're whispering, and then I see her come over and go, "Can you follow me?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is good." Then they take me down to the office, and your pants are too tight. Wow, as a 16-year-old boy, that's hard to digest.
Well, I mean, think of it this way. She was noticing how tight her pants were.
See, I had shark skin pants were very popular then. And I thought, well, you could put them in the washing machine because a shark doesn't shrink in the water. Therefore, shark skin. That was my logic. Oh, boy, the trouble I've been in and seen. Okay, that's it. Here comes the cannoli down the aisle. Please take it. It's complimentary and delicious. Leslie, how do we navigate this weekend with the schnauzer?
Why not squeeze your schnauzer into some really tight pants and see what people say?
Okay. That's it. I'll talk to you on Monday. 3 in the green. Gear is down. Flaps are down. A couple things. Text me at 773-888-2157. Email me, GarryMeierShow@GarryMeyer.com. And the blog, the current blog, I've listed several things from the 14,000 Things to Be Happy About book.
There it is.
There it is. Look at that thing.
Oh, look how dog-eared it is.
Yeah,
Gary...
because I'm going through this thing. It's gold.
Yeah.
There it is. So, yeah, that's my blog. And, okay, you got everything else there. All right, 3 in the green. Gear is down. Flaps are down. The voice of the globe, America's podcast. The GarrForce has landed.
And that's all the news and nonsense for this week, GarrForce. Thank you for streaming.
If you like that, I got other stuff I think you're going to like. This is the GarrForce.
Please be sure to like and share the show on all of your social networks.
More eyeballs.
If you're not already a subscriber, show your support by subscribing to GarrForce Live YouTube channel. For those watching a replay, that button is right here. All the rest of our episodes, right here.
Boom. Shakalaka.